Good morning everyone. So we're wearing white, so that can only mean one thing, but until then, let's get changed into something slightly more practical until we get there. And we're ready. So I've got everything, it's all by the front door. I just need to load it, get some bedding, and then I need to head to the yard because we're running a little bit late. Realised one of my last vlogs ended up not rendering properly and I had to redo that, and so if you notice that got taken down and re-uploaded, you're right, because I've got to do that later. Here's all my stuff by the door. Let's get going. So I've just got up the yard, just got Jerry out so I can muck out his stable, which is a shit tip, because it desperately needs new bedding. And I thought we'd assess the damage, because I've attempted to keep him clean since the last time I cleaned him at the weekend for his dressage competition, and I think we've been semi-successful. So we've got a little mud stain there. I've just unplaited his tail because that's been plaited up. That's not too dirty. Like, there's elements, I mean, in general, for him, I'd say that's passable. But yeah, a bit of dirty legs. They were muddy yesterday because he went out. So, not too much to do. And I think, oh, flickering lights. I think your mane is still actually clean, even though you've somehow done whatever this is to it. So I think we might have an easy job this morning. Winning. As nice as it is to put your horse in a stable rug, I've just learned it's so much easier to put them to bed in a turnout, because turnouts don't leak stable stains through them, whereas stable rugs just absorb it and then patch it on your horse. I'm not about that. I don't like cleaning, so no. Anyway, now to make this look slightly more appealing. He's a bit wet and messy. Though he didn't pull his rug down. As you can see, I have to like wrap it with all the necks of his other rugs so he can't pull them down. Because you're a wee bit of a nightmare. Ugh, flicker. Anyway, let's get mucking out. Considering I thought his stable was going to be absolutely disgusting, actually it wasn't that bad. He's mostly pooed off this bed. It's just very wet. So Jerry's on straw pellets because they're in theory dust free. When you hit them out of the bag, they're quite dusty. We used Concord just because I got a good deal on them. They were nearly running out. So if the fields could dry up so Jerry can go back out, that would be great because he's now back in due to the fields being so wet. But yeah, I don't soak them because he doesn't eat them. He did start to eat them originally, but found out they didn't taste very nice. But yeah, so I just mix it in, and then tomorrow the bed will look amazing. So I've just taken his rug off because it's quite warm, and look what I found. Looks like we're going to have to do some form of bath. I've just tack cleaned. Jerry's out in the corral, looking very happy and clean. Gave him a little clean. His legs aren't that much better, but passable. So I'm just going to drive around, hitch up the trailer, but before that I'm going to level the school because I don't need to leave for another hour and a half. And I like living my life on the edge, you know? So we're going to go level the school, which should take just around half an hour, and then it should be time to hitch up and get everything going. So let's go level the school. So typically I was going to do some filming, and now it's really windy, so I don't know how it's going to be, but I was going to do a little rundown before I start leveling of what the hell's gone on, because I don't know if you noticed, but it's been about a month gap since I last posted. We went to an arena hire, well, not even arena hire, it was like a clear round sort of thing, and I accidentally broke my finger, which is why like this, not badly, but obviously enough to be annoying. I've been waitlisted, I was waitlisted for Morton, and then ended up withdrawing because of my finger and the fact that it wasn't likely I was going to get in anyway, and if I was, I didn't really fancy having to deal with Jerry with a broken finger because he's just a bit of a stress head, and if he's being stressy and moving around like me with a broken finger trying to deal with it, just wasn't going to work. And then I also went to a dressage competition last week, and that was really, really good. It was the weekend I was meant to go to Morton, and I just wanted to go out and do something, and I could do it by myself, so I just went and did one test. It was really, really good. Warmed up amazingly. He was quite spooky in the actual test, just because obviously there's stuff he doesn't like, and he's quite particular, so but he did a really good test. Respectively, like, though he was kind of doing the bare minimum, he still got a really good score, so I'd like to think that when we aren't being all spooky and annoying, We actually get a good test and we came fourth, so that was really, really good. But yeah, it's all been a bit go slow, and I've entered another event in second week of April, so hopefully we'll get into that. I mean, I don't think we've been waitlisted, those things have already come up, so hopefully that all goes ahead and my finger's much better by then. Like, it's already much better, but it is a bit useless and still strapped together, but I've got a meeting up for that soon. So yeah, it hasn't been a lot going on, and I've been trying to take it semi-carefully with my finger. But yeah, today obviously we're going show jumping. I did think about doing the 90 and the 100, but it's just not worth it, and I technically don't think we've had a good confidence-giving run with him since falling and breaking my finger, so it's just easier to be safe. Like 80 and 90 are child's play for us. Like, we are starting to be more confident in meter now, so it should be easy. But equally, we haven't really had a clear round at a show jumping competition. Obviously we've had them in different events and stuff, but yeah, we haven't had one show jumping, so it'll be good to try and aim for that if possible. But as I said, it's really windy today, and like Spa Show I think is his better venue for behaving, but it's windy now, so I'm sure we'll find some excuse to be annoying. But yeah, I'm gonna go start raking and I'll see you when it's all done. 20 minutes later, it's all raked. Time to hitch up the leveler and go for a drive. We're on time, people, we're on time. Actually, no, I think we're 10 minutes behind. Currently just driving around the school, levelling it. We are a little bit behind time. I thought it'd only take me half an hour, but you know, we've still got an hour to do everything, so we've still got plenty of time. So, school, quick check. I personally think I did a really, really good job. One of the best jobs, actually, I've ever done, if I don't say so myself. But quick check. Stunning, 10 out of 10, love it. Anyway, oh, it's so windy, I'm sorry. We're all hitched up and ready to go, so I'll go drive around to the yard. I've got the trailer all opened, and as I've got the time and the luxury, I'm going to get everything ready. So firstly, going to fill up some water canisters, and then how's his treat pot looking? So his treat pot is actually quite full. Yes, I have repurposed this box. I have cleaned it, obviously. And then this is his recovery mash, which isn't looking very full. Can I open it one-handed? So I'm gonna go top that up. So basically, if you've got like a horse that doesn't really drink water when you're away at shows, it's basically really good to help them get them to drink. So some horses are more fussy than others, but Jerry's quite good with it. But I can just drown this feed in water, let it soak. You're meant to let it soak, I think, for about 5 minutes if it's not warm water. And then basically feed it to them, and they kind of makes them drink the water. Obviously there's food too, and Jerry kind of like drinks the water to get to the food, because he's very good and foodie. So, but yeah, if anyone was wondering, I'd recommend it. Not that anyone cares. So anyway, just gonna go fill up all those bits, get his hay net for the trailer, and then start to get him ready, because I think other than that we're all done. Like, the trailer's quite clean. Yeah, like we're all pretty much ready to go. Got the camera up in place, that's all tidy. Just need to fill up those, and that one can go away. Yeah, tidy. It's just a shame these tack lockers aren't big enough, because Jerry's saddle doesn't fit in here, so that has to go in the boot. But you can't win them all, can you? So anyway, let's go fill up the feed, and then it'll be time to get him ready. Now you've dried a bit, you're not actually looking too bad. Yeah, you're not being fed this. So I've got the hay net here, water stuff, and your feed. Yeah, you're not eating this is for later. Gorgeous boy. So he's just in here to keep his legs dry, and it gives him a place to walk around still, because I don't really like the idea of tying you up until we go. So in true style, half an hour suddenly turned into 10 minutes. So here we are. He's fidgeting and being grumpy as still, but nebulized finished, put that away. Got his travel boots on and tail bandage. I'm going to pop a rug on in a second. Just want to let him have a bit more with the massage pad on. Not that he's appreciating it. So anyway, I think it's time to get ready and load up. Trying to escape already. We are all loaded and we're ready to go. We're a bit early, so let's go. So in true fashion, I obviously did not film anything of me unloading or getting ready, but as you can see, we were warming up. So the first round here is the 80. I did find that he was just not really off my leg. Like, he was going forward, and to be fair, the videos looked like he was jumping quite nicely, but he just didn't really feel like he was really putting much effort in. It was kind of bare minimum, and not really trying. So he had obviously the second jump down, as you saw, and like he is jumping nicely, to be fair, and he's staying relaxed between the distances, though he's just not quite, he's just kind of lolloping along. Like, it doesn't look like it, but obviously for me it felt like it, and he just wasn't really trying. He wasn't taking off properly. He was just kind of just making it, and I was trying to get him in front of my leg and try and get him going forwards, but he's just not quite taking it on as such. He was kind of just, you know, bit of a no purpose. We were cantering and we were doing it, but there wasn't much purpose. So see, there were points where he really did try, but then you just kind of collapse and do that. But equally, you know, I could have set him up better. I didn't you know, really focus too much. I think I was just too busy trying to get him forward, to be honest with you. But yeah, and even then, see, he does another funny jump, and then he does he correct himself? Yeah, he corrects himself last jump, so that was quite nice. But yeah, he's just not really going off my leg, and there's a lot of work from my end, and yeah, he's just not really with it. So yeah, he did only have 4 faults this round. We're just heading around to the last fence now. I took the longer line because there was no point pushing for a jump off turn because we were just lolloping. But yeah, he did a nice round, pleased with him, but obviously not as good as he's capable of. Anyway, this is the 90. We have the same silly pole here, and then it's from about this point I think I really get after him because I'm getting a bit fed up now. I tried to get him going forwards before the warm-up for this and clearly didn't work, so here you can see I chase him up a little bit, and then he actually takes on the fence quite nicely, and then we have a nice stride to this one, but unfortunately tapped it with his front end. Not quite sure how he managed that. And then jump 5 really nicely. Like this, I was just like, oh, finally we're actually jumping how you're meant to be jumping. Shame about the poles. And then this jump, he jumped beautifully. They just put the fillers in for the 90, so it was a bit more looky. And then we're heading round. So he's normally really struggles with blunt corners, but he took on this perfectly, and then sorted himself out for that one. Honestly, I was just so pleased. I was like, oh yes, this is how you have been jumping. This is what I know you're capable of. So hopefully we can just tap into this a bit more now. But yeah, takes on this one beautifully. Doesn't really do clean jump with his front feet, but we move. And then gets a lovely stride to this one. Round to second to last. Again, he's just going so much nicer, much more forward, much more purpose. Picking himself up. That wasn't the nicest fence, but you know, did it well. And then we took the inside line for this one because I was like, why not? You know, we've got the momentum, we've got him going forwards, and he saw the stride and I didn't, but he nailed it, and really, really pleased with him. Slipped my reins, and big pats for the boy. Very pleased. So just finished our 2 rounds, so the 80 and the 90. He jumped all right, to be fair, but wasn't jumping properly, and it took him until I think after jump 2, knocking down jump 2 in the 90, to suddenly be like, oh, I need to jump properly, and then he jumped phenomenally. So we put spurs on for the second class just because he wasn't moving off my leg, and it was irritating the pants off me that he was just going so slow. Like, he was like going forward, but he's just really behind my leg. Anyway, so yeah, it worked really, really well. He was jumping really nicely, and I'm really pleased. Just a shame that it took halfway around the 90 to crack it, but we haven't jumped properly in a while, so I'll let him off. He did try really hard, and like when he was jumping nicely, he jumped so nicely. He wasn't sleepy at all today. He was just a really good boy, so really pleased. So just untacking, and then we're gonna give him a little well done dinner and then head home. So see you in a bit. He's a happy boy, another happy boy. Who thought it'd be a good idea to stomp the whole way? No, possibly not you. It's funny, because you stomp, but you're actually quite well manned, aren't you? You're not in a rush to get out, you just like to stomp. Look at you. So then just got to untie the hay net. See, you just stand there quite happily. You just want the ramp down and you want attention, don't you? Ready, your lordship? You are a good boy, aren't you? Come on in. Come on. Gonna walk down sensibly? Come on. I'm just too distracted, aren't you? Good boy. God, multitasking is not my forte. Anyway, good boy. Just gonna go pop him out for a bit. He's been in recently because he's got a bit of mud fever, but it's cleared up now. So I think, why are you coughing like that? Coughing means there's an issue, so that's fun. A healthy horse should not cough, but luckily that's the first time I've ever heard you cough. So bizarre. Didn't mean to panic anyone, I just panicked. But anyway, time to go pop you in the mud bath for a couple hours. Oh, it's a hard life. I've just done a rough plait, right, because I've got to put him out, and I've accidentally done quite a nice one. Like, I know it's rough, but for me, that's pretty. I know it's loose and big, but it's neat. Normally I try to get really dainty and it just doesn't work on him because he's just got so much hair, but me, I've accidentally done a really nice one, so just wanted to share. So just got back, just walking through the swamp. It's so wet. Jerry seems pleased to be out. His friend wants to come in, so his friend's a bit grumpy and bullies him a little, but honestly, I'd like just covered his legs in pig oil in the hope the mud won't stick. Oh, and he's rolling. That's been a long awaited roll. Thankfully, I've plaited your tail and rugged you up head to toe. So hopefully the damage won't be too severe, because washing your mane is not fun. But you look alright. I mean, happy to be out, but probably wishing he had a hay net with him. But can't get everything. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. All I have to do now is unload the car and just put everything away, and it's not going to be the most exciting thing to film, so I think I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching if you made it all this way through. I'm so pleased with Jerry. Like, it's been a long... It's never been easy with him. It's not anything that comes natural to him, but he's clearly so talented, just needs a lot of direction. So fingers crossed, eventually we can get this show jumping thing absolutely nailed. But, you know, it's going to be a long process, and I'm excited for the event season ahead. Yeah, so our next event, really, I think we're going to do a couple of fun things with some friends, but it's Lark Hill BE, so fingers crossed that all goes ahead, goes well, because obviously it's very wet in the UK at the moment. It's not the best, well, ground at the moment, though a lot of the event venues are actually handling it quite well, so again, fingers crossed. But yeah, so thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!